Yo, what's up, Brian? Brian, what's going on? How you doing, man? Tapping in with the good people of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? How you doing today, man? Shout out to shout out to my lotto heads. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the shout out to everybody, man, in the building. It's like 12 something right now. I've been running around all day. All day I've been running around. So I've been busy today, man. Been busy. I ain't dropped no lottery video for y'all. That's coming tomorrow in time. You know what I'm saying? So we working, man. Been a busy Monday. You know what I'm saying? That's how it be though. The weekends is when I tend to rest a little bit. But the weekdays, I'm here and there. I'm running about. You know what I'm saying? So you know what it is. Y'all smashing the like button. Y'all coming to the building. So we got North Carolina in here. Shout out to North Carolina and see a lot of beautiful women out there in North Carolina, South Carolina. Got some beautiful, beautiful, thick women, especially in the South. The South got a lot of thick women, bro. A lot of them know how to keep their mouth shut. They know how to stay quiet. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. I respect a woman who knows how to play her role. We all got a role to play in this life. You let me lead, and you know what I'm saying? Everything will be okay. You gotta let a man lead, man. You know what I'm saying? Let a man lead. Let a man control what he gotta control. That's what I'm saying. Let me lead this thing, you know? Now, a female in New York, they loud, they aggressive, they got attitudes. A lot of females up here, a lot of females up here got attitudes and they aggressive. So, I tend to I fall back from that, you know what I'm saying? I think New York got the most aggressive females, as far as attitude go. New York, the females up here is very aggressive, bro. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I got stories for days, man. You know what I'm saying? I got story for days. That's how it be though. I got them stories for days. Y'all smash that like button. Y'all come into the building. So we almost at 6,100 subscribers. Almost there. We almost at 6.1K now. 6.1K. We just had 6,000. We cracked that. Now we about to be at 6.1. Then we go into 7,000, 8,000. You know what I'm saying? So we envision keep climbing to the top. You know what I'm saying? You know, well, like even like Birdman let Turk know it's over, bro. Birdman said, "I'ma mess with you when I wanna mess with you. I'ma mess with you when we wanna mess with you. If you know your worth, bro, don't never let no man say I'ma mess with you when I wanna mess with you. If you know your value, you know your worth. As Turk, you're supposed to know, oh, that's it. I'm done with them forever. Ain't no man gonna say, call you the B word, and then say, I'ma mess with you when I wanna mess with you. Bro, life don't work like that. You think Birdman, you think I'm gonna just sit around and hold my nuts until you call, until you feel like you would have messed with. Bro, there's got bills. Life is moving fast. So, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm Turk, I'm like, oh, that's it. I'm done with them forever. You know, they lost the verses anyway. It's mad turmoil within Cash Money anyway. BG and Birdman, they ain't talking anyway. Lil Wayne ain't messing with none of them anyway. It's all kind of turmoil with Cash Money. Hey, what's up, Panda Girl? I'm doing great. Appreciate you for stopping in. Doing great. You know, look, Lil Wayne, he don't mess with Birdman like that. You think Lil Wayne and Birdman got that same relationship? No, sorry. Lil Wayne and Birdman do not have that same relationship. Cause look at the tour. Look at the Cash Money tour that they had a couple months ago. It's all on YouTube. Lil Wayne he's cutting off Birdman in the middle of the speech. Birdman is giving a speech. He's cutting him off. They disrespecting Birdman. All on the tour. All on the tour. They disrespecting Birdman. And I just noticed, okay, appreciate you, man. You great too, man. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, but Lil Wayne, you got Turk, you got BG, you know what I'm saying? You got all these people. It's a lot of turmoil within Cash Money. It looked good on stage. Appreciate you for giving another like. Appreciate that. Really do appreciate that. It might look good on stage, but I know the truth with Cash Money. Now, No Limit, that's official. You could see it's something is there. That's official. Now you go to Cash Money, they faking it. They faking for the camera. You know what I'm saying? You had two members down, Turk down, Lil Wayne down, and then you had Juvenile fighting a tank, fighting No Limit soldiers by himself. BG was just happy to be home. That's it. BG just happy to be home. I ain't been mad at that. BG being down for 12, 13 years. BG is in Disney World right now. He just happy to be free. That's all. BG happy to be free. BG ain't doing none of his songs. He just smiling all day. That's a free man. So BG don't care about nothing right now. He's just loving his freedom. Loving his freedom. Salute to that. Salute to that. Salute to that. You know what I'm saying? But they got smoke, bro. Cash Money got smoke, bro. Cash Money got smoke. And then I came into the thing thinking Cash Money was gonna win. Can I tell you something? Go ahead, but don't but it better not be nothing crazy. You know. I get nervous when somebody say, "Can I tell you something?" I'm not, especially with my girl. I might think she missed a period or something. You said Diddy got released from prison. Diddy got released from jail. That's cap. I don't believe you. Let's see. That's cap. You said Diddy got released from jail. I don't believe that. Diddy. I don't believe that. Let me see. Oh, wow. Date of Diddy Combs released from prison. Reveal. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Uh, yeah, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, I'm looking at it. Did he, did he go? Did he? I don't know. May 2028. And now they're saying it. They got, yeah, that's definitely what they're not saying that the cops won't do anything about it. What people are saying, that's crazy though. Yeah, like you said, money and power, money and power. Yeah, he's still locked up for now, but he's definitely gonna get out. Yeah, he's definitely gonna get out, bro. You know, they talking about it. Listen, yo, what's up, RC? Listen, Diddy's not doing the full sentence. Now let's segue to the Diddy. Do you think Diddy doing that full sentence? Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. He could be out any day, and he gonna be out. Now they got a release date at, they said May 2028. That's what they said. His release date is May 2028. Okay, we about to be in 2026. In 2 months, we in 2026. So they said May 2028. They gonna give him, you know, that time is gonna be commuted. It's gonna be commuted. So we got a date of his release. Now, will he be released before that? Will he be released before his date? That's 3 years, definitely, with time served. Time served. It, it was never 4 years. Whatever time they gave him, you got a minus a year. You got a minus 13 months. That's how long he been in there. So he been in there right now, 14 months. He been in prison for 14 months. Time served, you know. So he's not out of prison yet, but any day. Like I said, any day they could open up the prison doors and say, "Hey, what's up, Isaiah? How you doing? How I feel about R. Kelly? No way. R. Kelly is a pervert. You know. Um, Kelly needed to humble himself, bro. Kelly was doing too much out here. I think it's weird how both Kelly and Diddy said someone. Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy how Diddy and R. Kelly. They're both powerful, powerful men. Yo, RC, can you block David King? They're powerful, powerful men. Can you block David King, the wizard? Yeah, he kind of trolling and stuff. Let's get him out of here. Yeah, of course. course, Diddy got more motion than Kelly. Um, Now, should Kelly have been locked up? Should R. Kelly have been facing some time? Yeah, I think he should have do some jail time for that video that he unleashed on us. You know, R. Kelly had a video. Yeah, he just got sent to the upper room. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, RC. Yeah, but Kelly put out a sex tape, bro. A sex tape with a minor that was flirting all through the hood, bro. So he need payback for that. That sex tape, that wasn't cool, bro. Yeah, I remember that back in the day, bro. It was all through the hood, bro. Right. He said that's not him. Knowing that was him in that video, bro. See, I was young and ignorant, so I seen the video. That that was you, bro. Yeah, they said Donald Trump might part daddy. You know, Donald Trump got the power to do it. You know, but what Donald Trump gonna get out of it? You know, they only do stuff to get something out of it. Now, if Donald Trump can't get nothing out of the pardon, he ain't gonna do it. But if it could get him some kind of thing, he gonna do it. I hope you block that EBT guy. Yeah, get that EBT guy out of here. Do I look like I get EBT? I look like I get food stamps, homie? I don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate for them. Yeah, yeah. See, y'all got RC working tonight, man. Y'all got RC working. Y'all got RC working. He blocking y'all trolls, man. Y'all trolls don't know when to stop. Y'all trolls y'all must love to get blocked, man. It's okay. You know, my mod's got a limited block button. You're gonna get all y'all. You know, you're gonna get y'all. Man, I wonder if people that voted for Trump, if they knew he was gonna take his food stamp, yeah, bro. You know, so the government said they had to make budget cuts, right? So they had to cut something. No military spending, no education. They say, you know what? We're just gonna destroy the poor even more. And you know what? We're gonna destroy them on Thanksgiving. You know, around the Thanksgiving season. You know, just gonna take away they could have cut military spending, right? Come on, how much they spend on the military? How much does America spend on the military every year? 874 billion on national defenses. They spent 874 billion on national defenses, and they just cut ABT. So you tell me they couldn't cut this right here, cut this down, and save the ABT program for the poor people? who really need the food, nah, these people are evil as hell, bro. That's diabolical. That's evil. And anybody who don't agree with that, you know, shows shows your level of thinking, bro. 874 billion they spend on military budgets. And you tell me, come on, bro. That's the problem right there. 874 billion. The last time y'all been to war, what do y'all need all that money for in the military? For what? Come on. They don't care about people. It's the powers behind them that push him. Exactly. He's not educated enough to do that. It's the powers behind them that telling them, yo, cut this, do that. The president is just a figurehead. The president is just a puppet. You know what I'm saying? It's the advisors and all these people that give the president's ideas and, you know what I'm saying? So the president is definitely a puppet, a figurehead, you know. Exactly, man. We got families out here, man, that's suffering, that needed the EBT. And, nobody need no money for no military budget, but they need money for food to live. You know what I'm saying? 874 billion on national defense. 874 billion on national defense. They don't cut that though, but they cut something that people need every day. Food. You judge a nation by how they treat the poor. That's how you judge a nation. Not by how they treat the rich. You judge a nation by how they treat their poor people. That's how you judge them. That's how you know if they're evil or not. Keep it real. You already know who the military is for. Exactly, man. So, they cut it right before that. Yeah, you know what they doing, bro? Right before Thanksgiving, bro. Be eating. But you not. You ain't gonna be eating. But they will. That's greed. That's gluttony. That's, that's a that's a wicked government, bro. That's a wicked government, bro. Word. And then they only giving food to government workers who got an ID. So they're gonna cut everybody off. And then the only one that's gonna get food is government workers with government ID. Man. To live in this society, man, to live in this society and to love it, you gotta be brainwashed. You gotta be a sheep. You know, you know, the woke. Only the woke could see the BS going on, bro. Yeah, they be laughing, having big meals, having a good old time, while some people eating spam and noodles. Spam and noodles. Now, see, I got a heart. I got compassion. So, that makes me feel away. That makes me feel away. Let's cut off EBT. Let's cut off this. You know, let's cut their Medicaid. Let's cut, you know what I'm saying? They find ways to keep oppressing you, bro. And that's wicked, bro. That's wicked, man. It shows you that they hate the poor. Anybody who's rich hate the poor. Because if you ain't speaking about, if you ain't speaking out about the EBT situation, like even though you might not get EBT, that's not the point. It still affects people who needs it. You can't say laughing at them, ha ha, look at them, they don't get. Bro, you poor just like them. Or what, you think you rich? You think you Steve Jobs? You think you Jeff Bezos, that you could laugh at the people who need it, bro, you just like them. The government see you just like them. Y'all one and the same. So you got to be ignorant to laugh at people who losing their food stamp money. You got to be a fool. The government got you brainwashed. You laughing at them, and you poor just like them. So you laughing at somebody who's suffering. That's in the same boat as you. You know, you might not just happen to get the benefits. You in the same boat as them. Same boat, bro. They they cut some government straight. Like, yeah, Trump is out here laying everything off. CIA, federal, everything, bro. Trimming the fat, cutting off. And you know who watches that? The so-called enemy watches that the government is in a shutdown. You know what I'm saying? The government is in a shutdown. The government is in crisis mode. The enemy watches. The enemy knows that. I was laid off as soon as, damn, they got laid off. They was gonna retire from the gigs. Train conductors. Yeah, bro. Yeah, like, like your job was secure when Biden was in office and all of that. But when Trump came in here, Trump said, I'm going to be the villain. I'm going to attack everything. I'm going to attack everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to attack the EBT, immigration. I'm going to get ICE. You know what I'm saying? ICE is going to have a whole new life. Come 2025, we're going to rejuvenate ICE. We're going to send ICE to attack anything moving. You got ICE running up on your jobs, pulling you out your jobs. Damn, terrorized, bro. That's it's diabolical, bro. A bus driving, yeah. Ain't nobody benefiting from this except the rich. Ain't that the truth, bro? Ain't nobody benefiting but the rich, bro. That's why the rich get tax breaks. That's why the rich neighborhoods, the 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 clothes is cheaper. Everything, bro. Everything is up. Everything appeases to the rich. The rich, bro. That's why. Middle class. It is no middle class. There's no middle class. You know what I mean? That's what they try to say. It's just the poor and the rich. Like, there's no middle. It's the poor and the rich. That's how I see it. Personally, for me, it's no middle class. You either poor or you in the rich class. That's it. That's how. Like I said, I don't know if Trump realized that. What you said, brother? One thing I think about Trump realized that when the poor and the middle class gonna, yeah, exactly. See, I see the poor and the middle class as one. Like, I don't see them separated. You know, see, some Robin Hood stuff. Middle class was in the 50s and 60s, baby boomers. Yeah, man. Like, what is middle class though? You know, like, do you separate yourself from the people who struggle just because you got a better job, knowing that you lose your job, you right back there with them. You you one paycheck away from being low class, right? Low class, middle class, that's how they say, right? So you one paycheck away from being, you know, come on, man. We all one paycheck away, man. Ain't nobody secure and to the point where, nah, bro, you one paycheck away from homelessness. That, and I'm just keeping it 100, bro. One paycheck away, bro. And like if you secure, hell no, bro. This is real life. Everybody going up, everything going up except pay, bro. And I'm glad you say that. and the food pantries can't feed everybody. Come on, bro. You know, it's a crisis we in right now. This is the crisis we in right now, man. It's a crisis. It's a crisis, man. But the rich don't care. The rich don't care about nothing about us, bro. They don't care. You know, we could drop dead and they won't give a damn. Cause they so into they, that rich lifestyle. That's all they care about. Is all the rich people. But I see poor people bending over backwards to make them more richer. I never get that. Why do you bend backwards to seek approval of a class that don't respect you, bro? You know what I'm saying? Don't respect you, bro. That's why they get tax breaks, all kinds of stuff. You know, like I said, their neighborhoods, their clothes is cheaper, their food is better, so they put all the good stuff where they at, and and then they put all the bullshit in the ghetto. The ghetto get all the BS. You go to the suburbs, you don't see half the stuff you see in the ghetto. Trust me, I observe these things. It's a game they play, bro. It's a game they play, and they banking on the uh the ignorance of the masses. Ain't none of that rich shit they have entered. Man, tell me about it, bro. I never seen a Brinks truck follow a hearse, and they know that. That's why Drake said, "I'm here for a good time, not a long time." Drake know that. That's their mentality. Okay, I can't take this stuff with me, so I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. That's what Drake said, and that's how they all think. I'm here for a good time. I'm not gonna be alive for a long time. I'm just here for a good time. That's how they all think. Yeah, man, you're gonna go back to creative ways to feed your family by any means, man. The government turned their back on the poor. The government said, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Cause that's their job to take care of the people. So once you can't, so once you don't want to take care of the people, are you still the government? Are you still the government? Govern the people, take care of them, benefits, housing. That is your job. That's people's job in the government to do everything I just said. They ain't doing their job. That's their job. You got to take care. That's what I said. You judge a nation by how they treat the poor. How you treat poor people is how you get judged, man. How do they treat poor people? Damn, like that? That's a wicked nation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man. You know, people gonna be back running up in these stores, and that's the last thing I want. I don't need people looting, cause when you loot these stores, you rob these stores, you just taking jobs from your neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You just taking jobs away from your neighborhood, cause the stores are gonna leave, and they ain't gonna be back in the ghettos, and that's a loss for us. You know what I'm saying? Cause if you can't shop here, where, where we gonna shop? We done robbed all the stores in our neighborhoods. They ain't coming back. So it's a trap that we're in, bro. It's a trap that we're in. I mean? It's a trap that we're in, and you gotta know the trap, bro. That's on gang, bro. We in a trap, bro. And a lot of people don't even know it, bro. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know it, bro. Running up in these stores, they ain't gonna help you. He ain't gonna help us. He ain't gonna help me. It's just gonna make it harder for people to get jobs. Because the people that got jobs, some of them live in that neighborhood. So if you rob this store, the business owner he's just gonna leave, and nobody wins. He's just gonna leave, and nobody wins, bro. So yeah, man. I feel for those people, man. You know, I feel for anybody, man, who's struggling, bro. I feel for you, man. I ain't gonna say I'll laugh at them, and you gotta be an idiot, man. Gotta be an idiot to laugh at another person's plight, bro. To laugh at another person's struggle. You gotta be an idiot. What? That makes you feel good to kick somebody's soul. So bringing somebody down makes you feel good. So there's a lot of people like that. But let me go charge up my phone, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Let me finish up this blunt. And I gotta go check my eBay, because eBay giving me alerts. I think some stuff is selling in my store right now. So let me go check on that. I appreciate y'all, man. Your RC Mod Gang. Who's this guy right here? He's Give Me Diamonds. What's up, man? Let me see. See me telling on the climax. Somebody who stayed deep in the South when George Floyd was going down there. The Southern stores. Yeah, this. Yeah, bro. The Southern stores didn't get hit, bro. They said absolutely not. Nah, bro. Like we only destroy our things, bro. Like we only riot and destroy our property in our ghettos, bro. And then when we destroy the stuff in our ghettos and they leave, we got nothing. We got nothing, bro. We just gotta smarten up, bro, and understand, bro. We only hurting ourselves, bro. We only hurting ourselves when we don't stick together. The have-nots, which could be us, gotta stick together against those who keep stepping on our neck, man. Gotta stick together, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't stick together, then what's gonna happen? They're gonna keep stepping on your neck, man. If you don't stick together, man. You know what I mean? These have-nots, man. I don't trust them. No, I don't trust the haves. I trust the have-nots, you know what I'm saying? That's why we're stronger together, bro. Because they together. All the rich people together, right? They ain't separated. So why is we separated? If the rich people staying together, they pooling their resources. They having $20,000 brunches. That's them pulling their resources together, bro. Millionaires talk to millionaires. Millionaires talk to millionaires. Billionaires talk to billionaires. But poor people hate poor people. That's where the disconnects comes in. Millionaires talk to millionaires. Billionaires talk to billionaires. But poor people hate poor people. We gotta stick together, man. It's us against them. And that's real, man. But I'ma holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Let me finish up my store. Let me see what's going on. I got some packing to do. Gotta go to the post office early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just tapping with y'all, let y'all know that. Just want to feed the algorithm, man. We had a good conversation, good talk. RC and the other guy, what's your name? Give Me Diamonds. You had some good talking points. Give Me Diamonds. Give Me Diamonds got some sense. Of course, RC got sense. That's Mod Gang. You know what I'm saying? But I'ma holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. It's your boy K Beyond, and I'm out. Peace.